What a brilliant start by Rick. Oh, Mr. Schumacher, an awful start. Aston gets into the lead and Rick casting off that corner.
So much traffic up in front, but here comes Epic now pushing Tiger. Tiger goes defensive to the inside. Tiger on the inside. Epic will try to go round the outside. One corner to go. On the last lap, this is going to be insane. So here comes Dutchy as well. Tiger is going to look like it's going to win, but it's a drag race for seconds. And somehow,
He's got the DRS.
And here he goes then down this mini back straight. And now he's on the brake.
Pepperley now he's going to be looking for DRS here. There's 4 drivers going at it. Dirty Larry goes around the outside. Oh, let's have a look here. Oh, it's Pepperley's going around the outside. Oh, the inside. Gets on the inside line. Brilliantly done from the Mercedes driver. Wow.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another track guide here in Gavra Racing, and yeah, back in GT Sport once again as always in the Group 2s around the world famous Suzuka circuit, and yeah, it's going to be a good one around here. Going to be interesting to see how these cars fare. I mean, the last time I went around Suzuka was in Season 1, I think it could have been in GT Sport. That was in the Group 3s, so it's going to be interesting to see what exactly happens in these Group 2s. But yeah, I'm going to take you around Suzuka here in the Group 2, and yeah, we'll be able to see what's going to happen there. So yeah, on to the track guide. Alright then, here we go for a lap of Suzuka. Obviously the straight down into turn 1, which you all know would most likely be, well, it would have DRS in F1, but you actually don't want to, you actually, in the race, I mean, so yeah, in the race and in the session settings, there's a braking point for this track, but it's such a risky braking point that the rear starts to really shift about the place because it just doesn't find any grip. But if you can make it work, then you'll find so much time into turn 1. So after the 50-meter board, carry on going. Start your braking. If you're on fresh tires, start your braking as this curb starts on the right hand side. If not, just go a bit before it. Just as the tires start to get more worn, start to bring your braking point back slightly, more and more per lap in these cars, because the rear end, as you will see on my lap, will go all over the place, and it will do it in the race as well. So braking just as that curb starts on the right hand side, bring it across the curb. Don't make sure, and I'm going to say this again as I said it last week, and I will say it in Spa, do not touch the AstroTurf. Any AstroTurf, do not touch it. Okay, so down into 3rd for this first corner. Obviously, that's when if you're on fresh tyres. If you're going to go into a race with tyre wear, then you could be going down into 2nd here to get the rotation. But into 3rd, going over a bit of that curb on the outside, bringing the car around, getting on the power just as the curb ends here. And you can get on the power nicely on the exit, use a bit of the curb if you need to. Now you'll be up into 4th here, pretty much flat through this first section, flat there. This second section, drop to 3rd with a lift, that's all you need. Then through the next section, just a bit of a lift needed here again, use the curb. The world famous Suzuka S is here, such a tricky part of this track. Once again, hug the inside here in 3rd, and yeah, this corner now, the cars start to drift out to the left. Bring the car back to the right. You'll be in 3rd. Now, there's either 2 things you can do. Shift to 4th and lift. Stay in 3rd and not have to lift as much. It depends on what you feel comfortable with, really. I stay in 3rd. If I need just... If in the race state it's using too much fuel, I might switch to 4th if obviously the rev count is too high. But stay in 3rd as you come through here. Now this corner is not flat out in these cars. It is not. In the F1 cars, if you get the right line, it is flat. In these cars, no, this is not flat out, this corner. So bring it through this corner here, a bit of a lift, mid-corner, and then get on the power here. And yeah, do not run wide over here. Cut back to a quick clip quickly of where I tried to go flat out through here and I spun off into the gravel. So yeah, that is something you do not want to be trying. So yeah, let's continue with the lap. So you'll come out over there, just make sure you don't run wide into the gravel. Down once again into the first of the two Degners. Once again, you probably want to, you can bring the car over, to be honest here. Downshift, really, downshift to fourth and lift a lot. But that's all you need to do, really. No braking's needed, just a downshift and a lift. And then over the curb here, you can use as much of that as you want. Don't touch the green AstroTurf on the outside. Make sure you also, when you're going into this corner, your rear left tyre is not touching that gravel on the left-hand side. Otherwise, the car will be sent into a half spin going into this corner. So bring it down into, I believe actually into third here. Through this corner. Don't touch the AstroTurf on the outside again as you go under the bridge. And then up into the hairpin. As start your braking just as that curb ends on the right hand side. And this is the only time I'm going to say this, but bring the car into first gear. Now, the last track I said don't do it. This track, this is the only corner where you should do it. Bring the car into first because you want that rotation. You want to make sure your car's slowing down enough. Late apex is what you're coming in for here. So bring the car round. Then as you're starting to get on the power, shift to second, short shift, and then away you go. That's all you need to do really through there. That part of the track there, that hairpin, you get more traction in these cars. Obviously they've got a lot less power than you would in an F1 car, but yeah, they have a lot less power anyway. Okay, so bring the car over to the right through here, as you would obviously, you know, just minimizing the amount of time you do through this section. Obviously the car's going to be around about in the middle of the track here, and then as you start to pull it over to the right, you'll be probably up into 6th gear, braking just as that tarmac patches you see back there, braking just around about there, down into 4th gear here. Bring the car across here through the entry of Spoon. You'll be drifted out wide here to the curb. Don't touch that AstroTurf, I'll say it again. Then once you get to this point here, shift down into 3rd, keep the car close to this curb, and then on the power as early as you can, but don't go on to the AstroTurf again. You can use that curb there though, that's fine. Then down the straight here, make sure it's crucial you get a really good exit out of Spoon. It's so crucial you do that. Through 130Rs, we're going to pick up speed through here. It's flat out through 130R as it is at max speed. Braking point for this corner, we're going to be going about halfway between that 100 board and that 150 board behind. Braking at the halfway between there, and then braking in a straight line so the car doesn't get all squiggly. Down into 2nd, bring the car all the way over the curb here, because you can do that in this game, and then bring the car all the way over the curb here again, and then on the power, don't touch that AstroTurf. Bring it on the power as you come out of the corner, short shift if you need to for traction. Keep it to the right hand side to minimize the amount of run to the line. And there you go. So there is a lap around the wonderful Suzuka. So yeah, that was my track guide around Suzuka. As always, if you enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe. And yeah, if you found the track guide useful, I hope it was useful for you. And make sure you tune in for the GT Sport race on Friday, as it always is. And can't believe we're on the second to last track of the calendar already. It's crazy how quickly it's flown by. So yeah, thank you everyone for watching, and I will see you all in the final track guide of the season for GT Sport, which will be in Spa next week.